Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are joining me here for the first time today. I'm sure you can see by the title of the video, but today I played around with the brand new Morphe and Jeffree Star palette, as well as the brushes and the sponges and everything else that comes in the collection. So if you guys do want to see how the palette performed and what my thoughts and feelings were of this palette, then please do keep watching. So this morning I'm playing around with the brand new Morphe and Jeffree Star palette and collection that they've just brought out. I am a little bit late to this trend because I do believe it has already been out for a few weeks at this point, but I'm so excited to play with this nonetheless. So the main thing in this collection is the palette. So this is the Morphe and Jeffree Star palette. It's obviously pink packaging, just like the rest of the collection. Jeffree Star is kind of associated with the color pink, so I was kind of expecting that anyway. It's got beautiful holographic writing with the pink Morphe and Jeffree Star in the middle of it, and opening up the palette, it's actually a lot different to how I thought it would be. I was kind of expecting just an array of purples and pinks and shimmers and stuff like that. I kind of wasn't expecting there to be pops of green and neutral colors and everything like that, but I genuinely think this palette actually works really nicely having such an array of colors in it. So here's a bit of a closer look at the palette for you guys. There is 36 shades in total. I think it's quite an even split of shimmers and mattes, maybe a couple more mattes than there are shimmer, but it's actually a really stunning palette and I'm actually very inspired when I look at it, so that's always a good thing. It also has a big mirror up the top, which I will be using today because I don't have another mirror on my desk, so that is again a really big plus, especially if you are going to be traveling with this palette. Other than the palette in this collection, we also have a brush set. So this is the Morphe and Jeffree Star brush set. It comes in a lovely little kind of pencil case type thing, and inside we have got the brushes. So there are 10 brushes in total. The majority of them are blending brushes and fluffy brushes. We do also have an angled liner slash eyebrow brush and a little pointy sort of detail brush as well in there, but the majority of them are blending brushes for your eyeshadow. These actually look like really great brushes, so I'm very excited to give them a try because they look like they are literally my kind of brushes. They're small and fluffy and are going to do the job really nicely. We do also have the Morphe and Jeffree Star Beauty Sponge Trio, which I have already taken them out because I had to wet them because I'm going to use them today. I'm sure you've seen these all before. I think these have been out a little bit longer than the actual collection has. And finally we have the Morphe and Jeffree Star Set and Refresh Mist, which is very similar to the Morphe Prep and Set Mist, whatever it's called, but it's just repackaged in a pink bottle and it has Jeffree's name on it. So I don't really know what the difference is between this one and between the Morphe original one. I do know that this one has a strawberry scent. Well, it actually says up the top Starberry, which obviously Jeffree Star. So yeah, that is the majority of this collection. We have the palette, the brushes, the sponges and the setting mist at the end as well. So I'm literally just going to jump right in. I'm going to start by priming my eyes. Today I'm going to use the Plouise base in the shade 01 on my eyelids just to prime them, and then we're going to go right in with the eyeshadow. Okay, so I've just applied some tape to my eyes to make sure I have that nice sharp edge, and now I'm going to start with the shade Mate, which is this beautiful bright green shade down at the bottom, and I'm taking that on the JS12 brush. This is one of these smaller kind of blending fluffy brushes, and I'm going to start with that on the outer edge. Okay, so initially when I've put that down on my eye, it definitely comes off a lot sheerer than I thought it was going to. I don't know if it's just a case of it's quite a buildable shade that you have to kind of work to get the pigment, but I was expecting a little bit more initial pigment than I got. Something else to note is that there is a lot of kickback in the pan. I'm not sure if you're seeing that, but I'm literally just tapping my brush in like that and all of that is coming out, so I don't know really what's going on there. Now I'm taking the JS13 brush and I'm going in with the shade Calabasas? I'm not sure how to say that, but the dark pink shade just there. I'm going on the inner corner with this one, so we're just taking it next to the green. Okay, so again, with this shade, I really don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. I'll do a little zoom in a minute. Very, very sheer on my eye. A lot of people hated on me when I said that in my Huda Beauty video, and I kept saying that they were really sheer. I know on camera it looks like it's really pigmented, but it's so different when you're actually looking at it in a mirror up close. It just feels like it's kind of sitting on top, and it's not really as bold as it should be on top of the eye base. Let's just note as well, this is the same eye base that I use for every other video, every other eyeshadow palette I use, so it shouldn't really be coming off like this. Okay, I'm gonna zoom you in here because I feel like this is a perfect example. Right here in the crease of my eye, can you see how sheer that is looking? Literally right there. Hold on, I'm gonna try and pack that on top. It's not taking to my eye whatsoever. I'm putting the eyeshadow on it and it's literally slipping right off. Now I'm going in with the JS9 brush and I'm going to take up this shade Wake and Bake, which is the lighter green shade down at the bottom there. And I'm just going to blend that above the green shade I already have down. Now I'm taking the JS5 brush and taking the shade Self-Made, which is the hot pink shade right in the center of the palette there. And you can probably guess already, I'm gonna blend that above the red shade I've put down. Okay, so that pink shade is actually going down a lot better than the other shade has. It seems to come off a lot more pigmented initially when you put it on the eye. It's kind of hard to judge though because I am placing it half on top of that other shade, so I can't give it a full review, if you know what I mean, but it's definitely coming off a lot more pigmented and it seems to be blending easier as well. I've just noticed at the top row of this palette, it actually says welcome back to my channel, wand noise. Now I'm taking the shade My, which is the fourth one from the left in the top row, and I'm taking that on the JS6 brush and I'm just going to blend that right at the top of both those shades. I am really enjoying these brushes so far. I just want to put that out there now whilst I'm thinking about it. These brushes are really, really nice and good quality, and they seem to be doing each of their jobs really well as well. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the shade of Mogul, which is this nice mauvey purple shade, and I'm taking the JS13 brush again and just blending that in to make a little bit more definition on my inner corner. Well, I thought I was going to be making more definition. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm really seeing a repetition of some of the shades from the Huda Beauty Neon Obsessions palettes, which I really didn't want to say, but if you guys have seen that video, I will link it below if you want to go and watch it. Let's just say I didn't really get on with those shadows the best. This purple shade in particular, Mogul, I was expecting it to be darker and to deepen up those shadows there, but it actually looks the exact same shade as the pink shade which is above it, which isn't really ideal when you want to use a darker shade. Just whilst I'm thinking about it as well, I want to say in no way, shape or form is my opinion persuaded by the brand or the person collaborating with the brand. It is fully just how these shadows are performing for me today. You guys know I'm very, very upfront and honest if I don't like a palette or if I do like a palette. I'm very kind of honest about that kind of thing because I don't want you guys spending your money on things that I don't think are worth the price. I'm actually really disappointed in this palette so far. Obviously I haven't tried some of the shades yet, but for Morphe, I know that there's so many Morphe palettes that are so much better quality than this, and I don't really know. I mean, I want to carry on using it to give it a fully fair test, but so far some of the shades I've used are really not up to my standards for Morphe. But yeah, just sort of putting it out there. Now I'm taking the JS11 brush with the shade Don't Know Her, which is the sparkly pink shade on the right hand side, and I'm just going to literally pack that over my lid where the pink shades are on the inner corner. I'm actually going to try picking it up on my finger because it doesn't seem to be working with the brush the way I want it to. Okay, so it is slightly better with your finger, but you guys probably should know at this point how I feel about having to work with your finger with an eyeshadow. I just feel like if it works with your finger, it should be able to work with a brush. Now I'm picking up the JS10 brush and taking the shade Glam Rapids, which is the sparkly green shade down in the bottom left hand corner, and I'm just gonna do the same with that one on the green side of my eye. So whilst I have this tape still on, I'm just going to take a little bit of the ABH eye primer, and I'm just going to take that on the back of my hand and start to draw out a little bit of a winged liner with that. So now I've kind of got that liner outline shape, I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Millions, which is this glittery shade. This one actually really strikes out to me because it is the only one that actually looks like a pressed glitter as opposed to a shimmer. So if I just swatch that on my finger there, you can see that's definitely like a chunkier kind of glitter shade, and it's actually really pretty and it's a beautiful gold. So I'm just going to pack that right on top of that liner. Just gonna zoom you in on that shade there. You can see it definitely doesn't look as pretty as it does when you swatch it on your finger. I knew that was kind of gonna happen anyway, because pressed glitters a lot of the time don't come off the same on your finger as they do actually on your eye. I'm just not really sure how you'd use this shade if you're not gonna use it with a brush. I mean, obviously you could just pack it all over the lid, but then it's not really a shade you can like blend. I don't really know. I'm a bit confused by this shade as to why he chose to put one of these in the palette. So now I'm just going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid liner and just go around that wing to make it a little bit more graphic, because I'm not really enjoying how it looks so far. So hopefully this will save it a little bit. Okay, so I'm still not too sure about this palette or about this look. I thought the eyeliner would kind of help me decide whether I'm feeling it or not, but I'm still not sure. So I think what I'm going to do is go away, put my face on and put some lashes on, and then come back for the under eye, and hopefully I'll be feeling a little bit more positive about it then. But I will see you in just a sec. Okay, so I've now just put on the rest of my face and I'm ready to come back to the under eye. I definitely think that with the lashes it looks slightly better, but I'm still not convinced. But I'm just gonna see it through anyway. So I'm just starting by taking the Lsgmakeup Intense Waterliner in the shade Zodiac Black. I seem to use this one all the time at the moment, but I'm just going on my waterline with that. Now I am taking the shade Fast Lane, which is the black shade in the bottom corner, and I'm just going to run that right underneath my lower lash line. Which is the hot pink shade there, and I'm taking that on the JS13 brush and running that on my inner corner. And then on the outer corner, I'm just taking the shade Nate. Oh, I've been saying mate the whole time. It's Nate, as in Nathan, as in his boyfriend, obviously. Anyway, I'm taking the shade Nate on the JS12 brush and running that on the outer corner. I do also just want to say that my highlighter I chose today, it was actually a mixture of the shades Welcome and 2 on the top row here, and I use that as a highlighter, and I think it actually looks really, really pretty on my skin complexion. Just before I finish up, I'm just going to spritz my face using the Set and Refresh Mist. I feel like you've got to hold it quite close to your face to actually feel it. If you hold it further back, you really can't feel much at all. But other than that, I mean, I can't really test it on setting because I'm not going to be wearing this look for very long before I take it off. But it does feel nice and refreshing. So if it is a hotter day, then it would be nice to cool you down and to give you a little bit of a scent at the same time. So you guys, this is my finished look using the brand new Morphe and Jeffree Star palette. Just to sum up some of my thoughts. So as you saw, I did have a little bit of a struggle with some of the shades in this palette. Well, actually majority of the shades that I used. The green shade Nate down here and the shade Calabasas were 2 of the ones that I had most of a struggle with. The shade here, Self-Made, which I used to blend out that Calabasas shade, that was a really nice one actually. It had a lot of pigmentation and it seemed to blend really nicely. Wake and Bake did have actually a little bit more pigmentation I found than the shade Nate did, so that one is the one I blended out that darker green with, and that one was okay. It probably wasn't my favorite shade that I tried. Then we had the shade Mogul, which I tried to deepen that pink with, and as you saw, it really did not do anything at all, so that one's not really ideal. Then we had the 2 shimmer shades, which was Don't Know Her and Glam Rapids, which they did actually work, I guess, but they only really worked with my finger. They didn't really work on a brush, which I don't really enjoy too much. The shade Millions we saw, which I used for the eyeliner, again, wasn't really ideal. I'm really not a fan of glitter, let alone pressed glitter. It's just not really my thing at all. All in all, this palette is stunning to look at, but it really probably is not going to be my go-to palette. I just didn't really get on with it as well as I do most of my other palettes. Yeah, I am a little bit gutted to say that because I really had high expectations for this palette, but it's not going to be a firm favorite of mine, let's just say that. The brushes, however, I do really like. I definitely will be using these in the future because they are literally my perfect blending brushes. I absolutely love these two here, which were the JS13 and the JS12. So I thoroughly enjoyed the brushes. I did actually use these sponges to blend out my foundation, which you wouldn't have seen because I was off camera for that bit, but I used the big blending sponge for my foundation and the little one for my concealer under my eyes, and I actually really like these sponges. I'm not the biggest fan of the original Morphe sponge, but these ones seem to be a little bit softer and a little bit squishier, and they just worked really nicely for me today, so that's good. And then to finish up, we of course had the setting mist, which, like I just said, I'm not going to give it a fair shot at seeing how well it sets because I'm actually not going to wear this makeup all day, but it is refreshing and it does smell nice, so that's that. Thank you so much guys for watching my video today. If you did enjoy them, please make sure to leave a thumbs up, leave a comment down in the comments, and also subscribe to my channel if you have not already so you can keep up to date with my videos. And also don't forget you can follow me over on my Instagram, which is at Lsgmakeup. I would really love to see you guys over on there if you wish to come and join me. But other than that, I'm going to leave this one here, so thank you so much again for watching as always, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!